Understand? So the whole idea is as you go, you'll build your collection. So if you do it as part of your homework, you won't be doing as much because for your final, I'll need prints. I'll need to see a stripe. I need to see your sketches filled in. And I think everyone understands that. Because the midterm was just your sketches black and white. You know, it's okay to have a little basic skirt here and there, but your final should look more like a collection. Unless you discuss it with me based on because you're not a fashion designer, that's a different story. But for now, this is the fun part now. Okay, so we did this. I am now gonna fill this in. I might actually. You know what? I'll do this as a review for all of us later today. But anyways, I want you to go into your in the Sketchshirt view, this one right here, the one you downloaded from Brightspace. If you haven't downloaded, go to Brightspace. It's downloaded in Illustrator. This is an Illustrator file that I want everyone to download. Why am I giving you this file already? So we can place stripes. Why am I gonna wanted to show you this picture? Because as you can see, stripes are not in the same, you'll know what I mean in a bit. Let me put this here. So I want you to open this up. Make it easy for yourself. I'm gonna save this as, yes, my name. Like I said, you guys need to do your own sketch. You can use the sketch that we did today already and just put stripes on it on your best way. We know how to put orders, we know how to send back objects and everything. Okay, he's got more complicated. So let's just say I'm trying to do this stripe, correct? How do I do stripes in Illustrator? Just like the brush, we need to create a repeat. We do know what's a repeat, correct? A seamless pattern. Does that make sense when I say seamless pattern? So when you look at it and you put the whole pattern together, there's no lines separating that pattern. That's how you create clothing. You send seamless repeats to a factory because not everyone, in that way, there's no lines, there's no disruption, there's no randomness. You might make it look random, but it's not random. Anyways, so now I'm gonna create this stripe right here. I'm going to do, now you can create your stripes based on your color story. So let's just put it this way. I am going to, you know what? I am gonna use, I did like your color story, Bensi, a lot. So then I'm gonna use, let's just say I want my own color story. No, not this one, sorry. I'm gonna open it up in Illustrator. This is why it's good to save just files in Illustrator, because that way for now, this is what I have. So that's okay. I'm just gonna get this and put it in ignore, put it there. It's okay, make it smaller. I'm just gonna do a stripe based on my colors. Okay? Now sometimes it's hard for you to match colors, that's okay. Try your best. I'm not telling you to give me Pantones. Okay? So then we're going to object. Now I want you to understand. So for example, if I were to click on my eyedropper also uses for color. You see that? Did you notice what I did? Look at my square and look at where I click. It matches the colors. This looks familiar to Photoshop. Yeah, I did. So then, for example, I'm gonna make a really cool 90s stripe because I want to. So it's like a navy, and then my stripe is gonna be the same size as the next color. And then, I just select it and drag it to Alt. We have done this many times, done. That's my stripe. That's my repeat if you think about it. Because it's only a 2-color stripe, correct? Think about it. This will repeat back again. This is what I mean. The blue will repeat again underneath. That's my repeat. Now, going to your window, make sure you have swatches on. You see all these little swatches on the side? I'm gonna select that pattern that I did with Bensey's colors and drop it in. Guess what? You see the new pattern created right here? You see it. Why am I doing that? Because once I do that, I'm gonna click, not using my direct tool because it clicks everything. This is grouped, guys. I want you to have fun. I'm gonna do direct select. I'm just gonna click on the body, go all the way down, making sure I'm in the fill section right here. I'm not changing the stroke, I'm changing the fill. And click on my new stripe. Done. Does that make sense? I'm gonna do it again. Let's create a different pattern for my stripe. Maybe I want my stripe to be variegated, meaning variegated stripe means small, big, small, big, small, big, and whatnot. Maybe I want my stripe to be this green with a pop of mustard. Just play with your markers. What you need to make sure is that everything is aligned at the sides. You see everything is centered. Nothing, there's no gaps in between. So I click on that. And I'm gonna eyedrop. Use either click on your eyedrop tool or using eye. That beautiful tone of color, bright. I want brighter than that. So I'm just gonna go maybe here. That's okay. And then I will put that one here. I'm gonna copy that stripe because remember, it's easier to just copy stripes. Actually, no. Let's make this a darker green. I'm having too much fun. Darker green. The bottom color maybe is the red. Oh, that's pretty. And I can do as infinite colors right now. Oh, okay, look. Let me show you. So if I were to look at my guidelines, you see my guidelines right now? You see the difference between separated and not? It helps me. Does that make sense? The way that you can do is go to view, smart guides. Make sure that smart guides is on. Good question. So then I'm gonna again select all three of them because I wanna make a very, very bright stripe. Budget is not an option. So then what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put mustard next. And then, not green, the brown color. And then, the blue one? No. Maybe is, actually let me put that there, and then maybe I put the blue there. This looks really good. Because now, if this is my repeat, that means it's going to be like this. This is very bright colors. So I'm gonna go again, select all of my stripes, all of my rectangles that don't have any gaps, everything's really well aligned. Click it, make sure my swatches are there. If you don't see your swatch window, you go to Windows, you go to Swatches, okay? And we click and drag, and that's my new pattern. And you can see it says new pattern. Once again, if this is grouped, you can see that it's grouped. I only wanna work on the body. So then I go and do direct select, click in the middle of the body, and put the two, ta-da, done. Okay? Now, I want you to work on different stripes. I have different pockets. Now, you guys notice something, which is, you notice that my stripes are going vertical and here's horizontal. What happens if I want to change my stripe pattern? How do I do that? There's a way. You don't have to recreate the artwork again. So you select where you want to change it, see that your pattern is correct there, And we're gonna introduce a new tool, which is, where are you? Scale. Another tool. If you, yeah, hold on a second. Remember that reflect tool and there was rotate tool on top of it? If you click on rotate tool, your rotate tool is either under your reflect tool or on top of your reflect tool. It's right here. You double click. You see options, transform object and transform pattern. We only need pattern. So we click out the transform object. We only click transform pattern. Make sure preview is on and look. Look at us. Yay, we're changing all the stripies. You see that? It can be a very expensive shirt. Okay? Nice, right? Or you can just do 0, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. Those are gonna be your friends always. This is 0, this is 90. 180 is flipping it over. Yeah? 45 if you wanna do bias, and that's a more technical term. Right now I'm gonna do 90 degrees. And I wanna see the preview, and that's it, done. Same thing with the pockets. Maybe I want the pockets to be the different stripe that I created. So I look for that pattern that I created earlier. Look, done. The flaps, I want those flaps to be the same pattern I created. And once again, I use my direct selection tool and I click on that pattern, but you know what? I don't want the flaps to have the horizontal stripe. Yeah. I want my horizontal stripe to be cool, so I'm gonna go to rotate tool, and I'm gonna change it to 90 degrees to be lengthways. That's called lengthwise, by the way, guys. Look at that already. It looks like a very expensive shirt. I mean, a little crazy, but expensive nonetheless. I am not you can do the sleeves if you want, but for my sake, I'm thinking, is it too much pattern? Never. So, what we're gonna do is, I think what I'm gonna do is maybe make it in, look what happens when I do eye. It takes out my stroke on the side. So you have to be careful with stroke. I'm sorry, not stroke. With eyedropper. Eyedropper will make the color and the strokes. Sometimes it will make the strokes disappear because if it copies from something that has no stroke, the stroke will disappear. So just put it back in. I think it was 2 inches, 2 points. Done. You see the difference now, guys? We're gonna get into patterns now, yeah. Yeah, but not all of it. You need to select it with the A. Because think about it. If I select, look what happens, Milo. If I select my entire jacket and then I go into the patterns, oh, hold on a second. If I go into the pattern and just select everything to be the stripe, it does not look good. You need to select, because it's grouped. So what happens when something is grouped, either we select with direct selection. So this one, not the white arrow. If you click it, you'll notice it only selects the body. See the difference? And then that's when we can actually select one by one. It's okay. I'll go around the room anyways. I made sure to give you a sketch that's already separated, because if you guys see the inside of this sketch, this is how you see outlines only, by the way. You notice that my sleeve is separate from my body. Why? Because stripes don't follow the sleeve. Have you ever noticed that? Your stripes are not the same as your sleeve. Same thing here. You see the stripes go in different direction of your sleeve. They have an angle to them. You're not gonna match your body pattern to your sleeve pattern. It's really, there's no way, just because of how fabric folds. So that's why this sketch is separated. I put the sleeves on the bottom. That way you can do different angles for your stripe on your sleeve. Meaning, if I were to go here and I wanted a stripy stripe, And look, oh no, like it's not this is not supposed to go horizontal. Think about it. Your stripes are not gonna go on the same pattern as the same side as your bodice. It's gonna have a slight angle, correct? It's gonna go 45-degree angle at least. So what we're gonna do is rotate it, and we're gonna 45. Let's preview. That's not it. So then we're gonna go 20. Sometimes you have to play with it. Or maybe it's negative 20. There's a such thing as negative 20. Oh, there you go. It's negative 20. That makes more sense now. Correct? So I just want you to play how to put patterns.